how do we make this good? Like, how do we set the idea of like, if you're, and I don't know if we break this down by company or where we want to go with it, but if someone has the reports they're needing, or like, how do we make this more useful is the area I want to go. So Maddie, for like, where do you want to go with this? We've looked at it from there. Like, what's a good result for someone? What should it look like if someone's got their reports set up well?
If you've got your reports set up well, let's go to a service business. So you're providing a service, a tangible service, or e-commerce. Let's go e-commerce and service. Like, I'm a service business. I provide a service to people. So therefore, you need to have your reports to show how much what your fixed costs are. Like, no matter what happens, how much it is to keep your doors open, to keep your people employed. Those sort of things you need to know every month, because without them, you can't move forward. You can't, if you say, I want to save $10,000, well, how much does it cost to keep the doors open? I don't know. Well, how much income do you need to meet those costs plus your $10,000 saving? So you need to have those minimum reporting to know what you're. I'm trying to keep it very simple here. Like, I talk in language that, no,
let's go one further. I'm going to unpack it for you. So in a service type business that is very people heavy, and maybe we should say it's a people heavy business, the thing to make sure you've got covered really well in your reports is going to be around the people stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's like team cost that comes into it, because that's the key factor.
Yeah. So taking both of your examples would be bad examples. So like, Charlie, your example on the team cost was like, they didn't know the difference between commissions and wages and everything else. And then Grant, in your one, it's like, they didn't know what wages went to marketing. So like, you need to know that information, because if you go, okay, I want to increase my income, well, increasing income, you have to pay for marketing, or you have to do some sort of advertising. So therefore, that's a cost that's going to be, it's going to cost you X amount, no matter whether you bring zero in or you bring 100 million in, is going to cost you this much. So therefore, you need to know how much it's going to cost you to be able to reach the goal that you want to get to.
And is it okay for the marketing one? Like, because I'm curious about this in Grant's example, because like a lot of businesses, for example, they're the service businesses, they might do no marketing. Totally. They might literally just referrals and repeats. It's interesting that in the financial sector, it's very common, Maddie. Like, I find that very fascinating. But let's say you're a different type of service business. Maybe you're let's go pest control. Why not? And it's like you're spending money on like Google ads or Facebook ads or SEO or all these things. How granular should someone consider going this? Should they bucket it in? Do you do it by marketing type? Like what? And this is opinion, right? I'm not going to say this is source of truth, but we just want to set some context.
For context, at the start, bucket it in together in one line, maybe two lines. Then as you start to get some flow from that advertising, then we look at return on investment. So we go, okay, we break it. So like, let's go for the next 6 months, we're going to bucket it in two lines, Facebook and Google. That's it. Anything that fits in there, or, online advertising and a pest control. Some people still use paper advertising, your local rags, that sort of thing. Okay, we're going to go paper and online. That's our two tags. That's it. We don't need to know any more information. We don't need to know Google, Facebook, anything like that. Then what we're going to do is work on, once that we start seeing some return on, like some income coming from that advertising, work out which one is the best one. So then we look at our return on investment. So we go, okay, local rags are costing us $600 for 6 months and bringing in $1,000. Our online is costing us, $1,000 for 6 months, but bringing in $10,000. You do the math. It's quite simple. So
I like that a lot. Because you can think about it from here. These days, it's very, I'm going to say it's reasonably easy. It's not super easy, but it's reasonably easy to go, okay, well, these are the leads that came from Google, or these are the leads that come from Facebook. And you could go back and say, well, if this is the revenue we generated from those leads, you can track it back to that marketing expense to make it like constructive.
Yeah, and that would be an eventual. For starters, it's like it's going to cost us X amount of dollars per month, and we report on that for the next 6 months. Then we go, okay, now we look at it a little bit deeper.
Can I go pointy question? What's the qualifier on this? Is like, if this is like it's $100,000 a year business, is this like they don't need it? Like, when does this stage change? Like, when does someone, is it like first $100,000, just bucket it, you're 500 plus or whatever it is, or wherever you cross 100, that's where categorization becomes important.
I think you got to look at the size of the business and percentage wise. So if you're a $100,000 business and you're spending $15,000 on advertising, 15% is a reasonable amount. Like, I'm not a marketer. I have never marketed. I don't know. But my budget for this year, I'm actually going out and marketing and advertising. My budget for this year is 15% of my income. But that should bring me 30% growth. That's my target. But my target is a long target. I'm a very different business. I have a once a year contact with my clients. So I'm spending 15% this year for 30% growth over the next 2 years. That's my goal.
Hey, fellow business owner, if this topic and value-packed short video has resonated with you at all, and you want to dive deeper into being a full stack business owner, check out the full episode by clicking the link on your screen or in the description right now.